Hey y'all, I'm in the kitchen again, getting ready to do Sunday dinner. And I hadn't too long got in from church, so I'm going to change clothes and get everything kind of prepped, and then I'll be back with you. Okay y'all, I'm back. I'm trying to get everything together before I really get started, so I'm going to show you what I'm making today. And we're going to be having some homemade spaghetti. I'm using ground beef. I got a whole bell pepper and a whole sweet onion slice, some Prego spaghetti sauce. I have a pound of thin spaghetti noodles, and I have a pack of the Eckrich smoked sausage. I'm going to get that sauteed down with some onions, and then I'll be back to show you how I put it all together. Stay tuned. Okay y'all, I'm back, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and try to keep I'm going to try to keep my hands out of the camera. So I have my water already boiling for my pasta. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. And I'm going to turn on this back burner as well, so that once I put my pasta in the water to go ahead and let that start doing what it's going to do, I'm going to move it to the back so that I can go ahead and start browning my sausages. I don't brown my ground beef. I steam it because to me steaming it keeps up a lot of the grease that's on it. So let's get started. I'm going to start with putting some salt in my water that I'm going to cook my noodles in. I'm not going to measure it, y'all. I'm just going to sprinkle some in. Like so. And I'm going to give it a stir. I already had it on boiling, so I'm just going to go ahead. It's good and hot. I'm going to go ahead and dump my noodles in and let them go ahead and cook. It doesn't take long for the noodles to get done because you just want them to be al dente or tender. Okay, so I have a box of thin spaghetti noodles, the Food Lion brand, and it is a pound. And because my family it's not really that big, but they all love to eat, so I'm going to use the whole pound. I'm not going to break them. Sometimes I break them, but I'm just going to drop them in. And as they cook down, they're going to slide down into the pot, so I don't have to worry about that. So got that in there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, for the sake of the video and not making it so long, I'm going to go ahead and move this to the back. Let it go ahead and do what it's going to do. I'm going to bring my frying pan forward, and I'm going to add just a tad bit of oil so that I can saute my bell pepper and my onion and my sausage. So here I have a whole bell pepper and a whole onion that I've cut up. And this is a pack of the Eckrich, hope I'm pronouncing that right, smoked sausage. I'm going to get this pan heated. Trying to make sure it's nice and coated before I put anything. Anytime you're going to put something in your frying pan, make sure that the pan is hot before you put anything in, y'all. That's the #1 key. Okay. So, while I'm waiting on that, I'll tell you what we're having. We're having the homemade spaghetti. And I'm going to make some biscuits in the oven, grand biscuits, y'all. It's too late in the day. I went to church earlier, so it's too late in the day to make biscuits. Although I can make them, I don't make them often. And we're going to have some corn on the cob and some sweet tea, and that's going to be dinner for today. So, give it just a few more minutes. And also, I almost forgot, I'm going to pour just a tad of oil in my pot with my noodles because that'll help them keep from sticking. And it don't have to be a lot, y'all. Just pour some in, just a little. There you go, just a dab. And see, my noodles have already started to sink down in my pot of water, so that's good. You want to make sure that you have enough water in there to cover your noodles, and it is. There's plenty water in there. But you don't want some of them to be dry and crusty and the rest of them to be soft and tender and done. Okay. And most times you can tell when your frying pan or your pot is ready because you'll start smelling the oil as it heat up. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some of these onions. And some of the bell pepper. Just like so. And go ahead and start browning. So I can go ahead and start browning my sausages. And that's just going to add another layer of flavor to my dish. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump this in. And let that go ahead and do its thing while we're waiting on the noodles to get tender. Just a little bit more oil in the bottom of my pan. So, I'm just doing that to keep it from sticking. I'm going to move them around so the oil won't all be in one spot. And just this alone smells so good. You'll have people coming knocking on your door when you start sauteing an onion and some bell pepper. People will knock on your door and ask you, oh my goodness, I smell something outside cooking. What is it? When you tell them it's just, I'm just sauteing some onions and some bell pepper, they'll be like, oh man, it smells so good. And which it does. So, let that do its thing. And this sausage is skinless and it tastes so good, y'all. I'm going to sprinkle a little accent over it just to give it some flavor. And the garlic lovers. I use garlic powder, y'all, because the garlic salt, I don't use much salt. Sodium makes me swell, so the only salt you'll see me using in here will be just the plain white sea salt or the pink Himalayan salt. Okay. Go ahead and give this a good stir. Smells so good. And I just use this sausage to add a little more meat to the dish. I like to have plenty of meat when I'm making a dish with meat in it, whether it be pasta or rice. You want to have plenty of meat in it. You just don't want to have a big pot full of rice or a big pot full of pasta. At least I don't. I'm not a pasta eater. If I'm going to eat it, I want some meat with it. I hope y'all having a good Sunday. I certainly did. I went to church this morning, and the service was amazing. If you get a chance, go out and look at my video that I posted ahead of this video. It's entitled St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church, Coming Out of Lodabar was the subject. Get a chance, go out and look at it. It was a nice sermon. Very uplifting. Okay. Stir this pasta. When you cook your pasta till it's al dente or tender, doesn't take long. I normally don't time mine. I've been cooking so long so I can pretty much tell when it's ready or how I like mine. But if you haven't been cooking long, just follow the directions on the back of your box and it'll tell you exactly how to fix it. It has cooking times and everything. I think what I'm going to do ahead and dump this into another container while I'm waiting on the noodles to finish up. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started on my ground beef. Just going to simmer it in that same frying pan, y'all. Be careful because I don't want to burn my arm. Just taking this out of the frying pan and putting it into a bowl. So that I can combine all of it together once the noodles are done. Okay, and I'm going to use the same frying pan, y'all. And I'm in the kitchen, I don't believe in making a mess. A whole lot of mess and dishes and stuff to be washed. I don't like that. So, as you can see, there's some drippings in the bottom of that. I'm going to add a little bit of water because remember, I steam my hamburger meat. And we're just going to put just enough to cover the bottom. And I'm adding water into this because I don't want it to actually fry. Because frying hamburger meat brings out the fat in it, and I don't want a whole lot of fat in it. Okay, just wipe this down. So now, y'all, I'm gonna have to keep trying to adjust this so that y'all can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna open up this ground beef. And it's almost 3 pounds of ground beef. Not quite, but almost. It says 2.89 pounds of ground beef. So all I'm going to do, and I have this piece of foil on it, y'all, because I didn't want to contaminate my cutting board. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. And I'm just going to begin adding it here to my frying pan. I'll try to be careful because I don't want to get burned, y'all. You definitely don't want to get burned when you're in the kitchen. So I'm going to just add it in like so. Okay, so I have it all in there, as you can see. Well, I should have got my bigger pan, y'all, but this will be okay. Alright. The pack looks small. I didn't realize it was as much in there as it is. But it is. Okay, so my pasta box says to cook it from anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to turn this back up. Cook it anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. And I think it's been cooking that long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause my camera for a minute, y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and dump these and drain them. And then I'll be right back with you to show you what else I'm going to do. Okay, y'all, so off camera, all I did was drain my noodles. I put them in my colander and I drained them. And I'm going to let them sit until I'm ready to put my meal together. So now, I am going to I washed my pot that I boiled my noodles in. And I'm going to transfer my meat into this pot, y'all, because I want to add my veggies to it. So I wouldn't have enough space if I didn't get a bigger pot. So I'm going to just transfer this meat into my bigger pot here. And I'm just going to let that continue to boil until it's done. So, also, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get y'all turned back around. Y'all, I'm sorry, I am videoing this myself today. So I'm having to use my tripod. Okay. So this is my beef in my pot. And I'm going to just put it back on and let it continue to steam until it is done. I'm going to go ahead and add my bell peppers and my onions and let them steam as well right along with that. I'm just going to dump all of that in. And it really doesn't take long for your meat, your ground beef, to actually steam. So I'm going to turn that back up. Let this go ahead and do what it do. Also, I'm going to go ahead and season my ground beef. Pull y'all over some more. Oop, okay, I'm just trying to get it at the right angle. Okay. So, I'm going to be using some garlic powder. I'm just going to sprinkle. Like I said, I don't measure. And garlic powder is not salty, so you can, it doesn't matter how much of that you use. A little bit of accent. You have to season ground beef. If not, it's going to be bland. And as you're cooking, always taste it when you get to a point where you can taste it, just to make sure your seasonings are where you want it, or if you need to add more. And this is my Flavor God garlic lover, so I use the regular granulated garlic plus this Flavor Gods, because it has like onion and sea salt and a little other extra stuff in it. So I'm going to use a little bit of that as well. And then there's my Flavor Gods everything seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that. Okay, and once that get done, I'll taste it and see if it's seasoned well enough, because you don't want to taste ground beef when it's still cooking or browning or steaming, because that'll make you sick, y'all. And we ain't got time to be sick in the kitchen. No ma'am, no sir. Okay, so this is coming right along. It smells delicious. So what I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to pause my camera again. And once this ground beef get done, I'll be back with you. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all. Sorry. I've gone ahead and... Well, I'm trying to... Y'all, bear with me. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. This is what my ground beef is looking like. It is steamed. So I'm going to turn it down. And I've also tasted it, and it is not as flavorful as I would like for it to be. So once you taste it, that would be the time to add more seasonings to it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Coming in with a little bit more accent. I'm going to add, I think, just a little bit of my sea salt, because I didn't use any salt at all. So, sprinkle some of that in. And you start off adding just a little, and then you build, because you can always add more. You can't take away once you put it in there. Once you put it in there, that's it. So, now let me try. That's a lot better. But I'm still going to add just a little more. Oop. Okay, that should be fine. And where's my everything? Just a little more of that. And I think, y'all, I like using the McCormick Grill Mates Montreal steak seasoning. That's a good seasoning, and it's not just for steaks. You can use it on just about anything, any type of meat that you cook. So I'm gonna sprinkle in just a tad of that to spice up some flavor. Not spice it up, but to give it a little more flavor is what I'm saying. So now let me give this a good stir. And I'm gonna try it one more time to make sure my seasonings is on point. And I'm gonna drain the actual water, which is not grease, it's actually water. It's a good broth, actually. And that's perfect. Okay. So while I was off camera, also I went ahead and put on my sweet corn. And this is the one I use. It's a Food Lion brand, and it's the super sweet corn on the cob. It's the half ears, and it is really good, y'all. And it comes, this pack had 12 in it, and I think there's 6 that I'm making now because I've already used that pack one time before. So we're gonna let the corn do its thing back there on that back burner while I go ahead and finish up with the spaghetti. So now, let me see. I'm trying to get y'all so y'all can see what I'm doing, y'all. Bear with me. I'm going back to my sink, and I'm going to drain my beef, my ground beef. So, y'all, my pot came with this piece. It's an add-on. It's a pasta pot, but when you have liquid that you want to drain, this is something good to have because you can lay that on there, and you want to make sure that it's locked in place when you do use it so it doesn't fall off. And then all you do is that side with the holes in it, you tilt it and you drain it. And see, that's the broth coming off of the hamburger meat. So I'm going to make sure I get all of that off before I start putting my dish together. Okay. Now I'm just going to take this off. Sit that in my sink. And then we're going back over here to the stove. I got it sitting here on my cutting board, so that I can wipe the side of it off. You don't never put a pot back on the stove if it has something or residue on it, because it's only going to burn and have a horrible smell. Okay. So now my ground beef has been drained. I'm going to go ahead and add in my sausages that I previously cooked. Let me try one of them. This is the first time I'm trying this brand. And it's good. It has a very good flavor. Just going to toss that on in there. My veggies, my onions, and bell pepper and all. I'm going to toss that in. And yes, y'all, that is going to give it a nice extra layer of flavor. So, all I did was blend them together. And I'm using the Prego fresh mushroom spaghetti sauce. So what I'm going to do is add some to my meat base first. I'll probably end up using this whole jar, y'all, because I don't like a dry spaghetti. So I'm going to pour this. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to mix that all well. And this is a 4-pound jar of sauce. Some people like making their sauce, but honey, I ain't got time for all that. So we're going to take the easy route out. I'm going to mix this up well. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And that's what that's looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and sit that back on my stove right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my bowl of pasta. And I'm going to walk around, y'all, because I'm trying to be aware of not reaching over the camera. So grab my bowl of pasta that I've been draining. And there it is. And like I said, that was 1 pound of pasta. So we're going to just add that on in there. And y'all, I got a song that's been in my spirit today. La Andrea from Sunday's Best. Better days are coming. That song just been ringing in my spirit today. Better days are coming. So anybody out there that's going through a tough time, I want to encourage you as well that no matter what you're going through, better days are coming. You just have to remain faithful, stick with God, and just let Him do His work. Let's try to slide down there. Okay, so I have my stove. I have it on low because I don't want nothing to stick. I'm probably gonna wind it up, turn it up some more. But now this is pretty much done. Let me go ahead and turn my oven on to 350 so I can get my biscuits in there. I usually put my biscuits in last when I'm cooking them so that everything pretty much will get done around the same time. So my corn is over here doing its thing, boiling. And all I'm doing now is stirring this, try to blend it all together, y'all. That's all I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more sauce and continue to stir this. And of course I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I know it smells amazing. I'm going to taste it again too because sometimes I add a tad of sugar. Let me grab my long fork so that'll help me stir this up even better. Rinse it off. I rinse everything, y'all. Even if it's been washed and in my cabinet or in my dish drain, I rinse it. It's just a habit because cleanliness is definitely next to godliness. So when you're cooking, you want to be clean. Even if you ain't cooking, you want to be clean. Remove this. Okay, yeah, so this is going to help me stir this. Get it all stirred in there. There we go. And I'm stirring it from the bottom because remember I put all my meat in first. And then I added the pasta. So I don't think it matters what you do, whether you put the meat in first or if you add the pasta first. I don't think it matters as long as you just make sure you give it a good stir so that it all comes together. That's the main goal. Oh, wow, that smells so good. And this is just a quick, easy meal that I'm trying to get together for my family for today. Because I did go to church this morning. And I didn't do any cooking before I left. So I'm just making sure that they have something good and delicious. Okay, I'm going to try this again, y'all, just to make sure my seasonings are on point. gonna go ahead and add some more sauce. And I am gonna add some sugar. Just a dab. I don't know. That just gives it a extra kick to me. It's not going to be a lot. Just a little. I'm going to let y'all see what I'm sprinkling in here. Just a little. Okay. And we're going to stir some more. Days are coming when your friends walk away, they turn their backs on you. Don't you worry, those better days are coming. All right, y'all. God, that is so good. Turn it up just a little bit more, because once I get mine all put together, I like to make sure that it's warm thoroughly. Warm all the way through. Trying to decide, y'all, if, and I think I do, because although I've stirred it really well, I like for mine to be nice and saucy. And the sauce actually sinks to the bottom, I believe, once you put it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and use all of this. Don't y'all laugh at me, because I'm going to make sure I put me some water in this dish. And I mean in this container. And get all of this good old sauce out here. Y'all can laugh if y'all want to, but hey, you don't have to put a lot in there. But these jars of sauce are not cheap, and I'm not leaving a drop. So I'm just going to give it a good shake so that I can get it all out. Okay. There we go. Ooh, yes. Yes. Okay. And that's my oven going off, y'all. So, I'm going to go ahead. I already have my biscuits laid out on the pan, so I'm just going to go ahead and slide them in, y'all. Don't take long for them to get done. So we're going to go ahead and put them in. And my spaghetti is pretty much done, all with the exception of just warming all the way through. So I think what I'm going to do is slide this to my back burner, bring my corn up to the front on this burner, and let it go ahead and warm all the way through. Because that burner back there is good and hot, y'all. I moved it to get my corn started, so I'm going to bring it back down some, so I don't want my pot to stick. Food to stick in my pot. So I'm going to give y'all another bird's eye view of how this is looking. And just taste again. Yeah, that's good. That is good, y'all. I'm going to sprinkle just a tad more salt. Anytime you add in something, you still have to give it a stir, another stir. So, all right. promised, I'm going to give y'all another bird's eye view of how this pot is looking. I got my back burner turned down on low. Well, medium low. Okay. And this is what we have, y'all. Hope y'all can see in there. So I'm going to put it on the back. Oh, that's heavy. And I did make a mess even though I was trying not to, y'all. Clean it up because what? Cleanliness is next to godliness. Every time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this front one back up so my corn can go ahead and finish doing what it's doing. It should be done. By the time my biscuits get done, that corn should be ready. And turn it down a little bit more. Everyone can eat. So y'all, I'm going to put you on pause a minute, and when I come back, I'll be showing you my final dinner plated up. Okay, y'all, this is my final product and my plated dinner. Okay, y'all, so this is my plated dinner for today. We're having homemade spaghetti, biscuits, and corn on the cob, sweet corn on the cob, and iced tea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're aware every time I upload a new video. Share this video with anyone that you think would be interested. And again, thank you guys for tuning in to Simply Carolyn. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.